We will be there along with the City of Asheville, FEMA, Land of Sky, United Way, NC Works, Manna Food Bank, to name a few. This is a great opportunity to get help with hurricane recovery, including applications, donations, employment, and more. And also remember to get your flu shot. Private property debris removal program. More than 400 Buncombe County property owners have applied to have qualified disaster debris removed from their property at no cost through the Private Property Debris Removal, or PPDR program. The program also covers the demolition of eligible unsafe structures. Here are 3 things you need to know about private property debris removal. You can visit one of our private property debris removal application centers located at the Asheville Mall, Barnersville Fire Department, Swannanoa Fire on Bee Tree Road, and Fairview Library. These will be closed tomorrow, but the Barnersville and Swannanoa Fire and Fairview Libraries will be open on Friday. And I think that's when we were talking about Thanksgiving. They're actually going to be open this entire week, and that's going to be at Asheville, Barnersville Fire Department, Swannanoa Bee Tree Road, and Fairview Library. Applications can also be submitted online at buncombeready.org. And private property debris removal is different than debris collection on public right-of-ways. Continue to collect debris on all public right-of-ways. If you're able to bring your debris to public right-of-ways, you do not have to apply for PPDR. For questions, call the One Buncombe hotline at 828-250-6101 and select option 2. Low-Income Energy Assistance Program. Starting today, the Low-Income Energy Assistance Program, or often called as LIAP, offers one-time heating bill help for low-income households. Payment goes directly to your heating vendor. Eligible households include a member who is 60 years old or over, has a disability, and receiving North Carolina Division of Aging Services. They receive food and nutrition services, and they got LIAP help last winter. If you're already enrolled households, the requirements will be notified. You'll be notified, and you do not have to reapply. To apply, you can go online to epass.nc.gov. You can call by phone at 828-250-5500 or in person at 40 Cox Avenue. Beginning in January, on January 2nd, all other households who meet the eligibility requirements will begin applying. An update on the emergency watershed protection offered by USDA. Buncombe County residents with damage or severe erosion from Helene causing a threat to a structure, road, bridge, culvert, or other infrastructure could be eligible for the U.S. Department of Agriculture Emergency Watershed Protection Program, also known as EWP. The EWP program assists landowners with repairing damage that is threatening their property safety. EWP assists with debris clogged waterways, unstable stream banks, severe emergency jeopardizing public infrastructure, severe erosion jeopardizing public infrastructure, wind-borne debris removal, steep slopes that have lost ground cover and are endangered of sliding. The disaster-related damage may be causing a threat to an existing structure, road, bridge, or other infrastructure to be eligible. While this program does fund repairs, the timeline for repair is generally 1 to 3 years. Landowners who would like to be evaluated for the EWP program should submit information documenting their damage at the county's property damage form. That QR code is on your screen, or you can scan that code on the screen, and we will also include in the chat the website that you can go to. Please include photos of the damage if possible, as this is immensely valuable during the review process. If you do not have access to a computer, you can call Buncombe County Soil and Water Conservation at 828-250-4785 and provide your name, address, and a brief description of the damage, and someone will reach out to you as soon as possible. An update on our community care stations and water distribution sites. Due to significantly reduced demand for our community care stations and water distribution, all water distribution sites and community care stations in both the city and county will close at the end of the day today, with the exceptions of 4 community care stations in the most impacted communities. Morgan Hill Baptist Church at 594 Barnesville Highway, Bethel United Methodist at 1050 Riceville Road, Owen Pool, 117 Stone Drive in Swannanoa, and Fairview Ingalls at 225 Charlotte Highway by Reynolds High School. These will remain open to continue to serve residents in these highly impacted areas. At the FEMA Mobile Disaster Recovery Center, FEMA has opened a mobile disaster recovery center in Barnesville today to provide one-on-one help for North Carolinians affected by Tropical Storm Helene. It will be open from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. through Thursday, December 5th. This is at the Barnesville Fire Department. The address is 100 Dillingham Road in Barnesville. This is in addition to the fixed site at the Asheville Mall where Gap used to be. So the fixed site will be open as well as the mobile site in Barnesville. A DRC is a one-stop shop where survivors can meet face-to-face with FEMA representatives, apply for FEMA assistance, receive referrals to local assistance in their area, apply with the U.S. Small Business Administration for low interest disaster loans, and more. FEMA financial assistance may include money for basic home repairs, personal property losses, or other uninsured disaster-related needs, such as childcare, transportation, medical needs, funeral, or dental expenses. The deadline for households to apply for FEMA is January the 7th, 2025. It is not necessary to go to a center to apply for FEMA. The fastest way to apply is online at disasterassistance.gov or via the FEMA app. You may also call 800-621-3362. And now we will ask Dane Peterson, Solid Waste Director, to provide updates on solid waste operations and debris removal in Buncombe County.
Thank you, County Manager Pender. And again, my name is Dane Peterson, Buncombe County Solid Waste Director, and wanted to talk about high-level update as far as debris removal efforts are ongoing with approximately 347,000 cubic yards of debris collected in our county to date. And I wanted to jump into another topic that many people are going to start seeing these efforts with the transition from a waste and recycle service provider contract coming soon. And that's my goal, is to provide some information around trash and recycling services in Buncombe County. FCC Environmental will begin serving as the solid waste residential trash and recycling hauler in the unincorporated areas of Buncombe County beginning January 2nd, 2025. FCC's contract effectively starts January 1st, but due to the New Year's holiday, the first day of their collection operations will be Thursday, January 2nd. So just want to make sure we were clear on that. If you are a current Waste Pro customer, you will need to sign up with FCC Environmental to continue receiving trash and recycling pickup service in the new year. All single-family residencies are eligible to subscribe to this service, and we encourage everyone to sign up, not just the existing Waste Pro subscribers. This is an efficient and cost-effective program that puts recycling services conveniently close to your home. These trucks will already be in your area servicing your neighbors and other homes, so please sign up and be an active participant in effective waste management and recycling efforts here in Buncombe County. Buncombe County Solid Waste is working in coordination with the removal and distribution of Waste Pro and FCC trash and recycle carts in unincorporated areas of Buncombe County. The transition plan for cart exchange includes both collection of Waste Pro carts with subsequent distribution of FCC carts. Customers will start seeing, again, this activity starting today and going through the end of this month through December 31st. FCC has sent out mailers to current Waste Pro subscribers and all single-family residences in unincorporated Buncombe County with information about the sign-up process. Waste Pro has begun and will continue to send mass notifications to all current customers, Waste Pro customers, to notify them of this transition. FCC will include a welcome letter with the distribution of the new carts that contains information around cart usage and service guidelines. The Waste Pro cart removal process is starting today and will continue throughout this month. Current Waste Pro subscribers can expect to have their trash and recycling picked up per normal schedule, and Waste Pro will be removing Waste Pro trash and recycle carts shortly thereafter per the schedule. There are close to 68,000 carts that will be replaced, and this effort will be ongoing through the entire month. Current Waste Pro customers will receive a call and text from Waste Pro when their address is on schedule for cart removal within 24 hours. Those calls began this past Friday and went out as well this past Sunday for today's removal process. FCC will distribute new carts following confirmation that Waste Pro has removed the existing carts, and that's typically going to be between a 24 and 48 hour window after the carts are removed. The FCC carts will be the same size and specification as the current previous carts. And while both providers will service the carts as needed throughout the transition, please call FCC if you are without new carts. And I want to be clear on that the new carts that are being distributed that have FCC's logos, it's FCC's carts. Through the end of Waste Pro's contract, December 31st, Waste Pro will service these carts per normal schedule. Customers can use their new FCC carts as soon as needed. Again, we want to reiterate, please sign up with FCC Environmental now to ensure that your account is set up. FCC will be sending out additional mailers to customers that will provide information on service days and a calendar for easy reference for collection. And I appreciate the time this morning to provide this update. This time I will turn it over to Ms. Deborah Campbell, City of Asheville Manager.
Thank you and good morning. Again, my name is Deborah Campbell and I serve as the City Manager for the City of Asheville. Before I move into our city updates on our Helene response, I want to take just a moment to reflect on the Thanksgiving holiday. This was a special one. We lost a lot, but there's still so much for which we can be grateful. I know I am grateful for the incredible resilience of this community. I'm also especially grateful for all of our city staff and service providers who were away from their families and serving our community on Thanksgiving Day. Thanks for all you do. We are on day 68 of our emergency response and recovery efforts. Today, the city team will have brief updates on utility billing, the demobilization of water distribution and community care centers, storm debris removal, and on-street parking. I'll now turn it over to Water Public Information Officer Clay Chandler, and I will follow Clay with the additional updates.
Thank you, Ms. Campbell. Y'all bear with me. I still have that cough that I had last week. So today, gonna kind of go over the procedures that we're gonna use to begin our billing. So a little background, Water Resources paused all billing activities at the onset of Hurricane Helene until the full system achieved a return to potable water. That happened on November the 18th when the boil water notice was lifted. And as we return to regular service operations, billing will be resumed. Meter reading began the same week potable water was restored. I think our meter shop actually started to get out into the field on November the 20th, so a couple of days after the notice was lifted. A couple of key takeaways to note as meter reading resumes and new statements are produced. The combined utility statement includes services for water, sewer, stormwater, and sanitation services as applicable to each customer. Utility flat fee charges are primarily billed bi-monthly for a total of 6 times per year. The water consumption charge for water usage on all bills has been changed to $0. This covers all water usage from your last bill before the storm through your meter reading for the current bill. It encompasses the full period of non-potable water from the end of September through mid-November. Sewer treatment will be charged at the regular rate as the Metropolitan Sewer District has remained operational and is treating wastewater on a normal schedule. Due to the lapse in billing during storm recovery, customers have missed one full bi-monthly billing cycle. Because of this, the flat fees for services will be doubled on your most recent bill. Those fees are designed, again, for assessment 6 times per year for each of the services. And again, that's water, sewer, stormwater, and sanitation. That includes, the water base fee, the sewer maintenance fee, the stormwater base fee, and the sanitation fees. What it does not include, again, is a water consumption charge for the billing period impacted by Hurricane Helene from the end of September through mid-November. The City of Asheville Water Resources will not assess any delinquent fees for utility statements until after March the 1st next year. Customers are encouraged to contact Water Resources Customer Service at 828-251-1122 if they have billing questions or if additional time is needed to pay their water bill. Payment plans, as always, will be made available to customers who request them. And the regular rates will resume beginning with the next billing cycle. I know we've got up here kind of an example of a bill that has the doubled base fees on them. So again, at the very top there, highlighted is $0 for water consumption. The base charge for water is $26 and change. Normally that's $13. Again, these are doubled. Stormwater is around $28. It's normally around $14. And solid waste fee is around $72. So it's normally around $36. And sewer maintenance is just shy of $40. And again, it's normally around $20. That's it for me. Assume you'll have questions for me after, but for right now, I'm going to turn it back to Ms. Campbell.
Thank you, Clay. As stated, today is the last day of water distribution and mill sites, as well as community care stations, will operate in the city limits. The sites will close at 7:00 p.m. today. Over the course of the event, our sites have distributed more than 3.9 million bottles and 1 liter cartons of drinking water, 22,400 gallon jugs of potable water, 257,000 gallons of non-potable water, 251,000 meals ready to eat, and 2,900 blankets for warmth. Today, our debris contractors have collected an estimated 140,000 cubic yards of storm debris within the city of Asheville. Today, the contractors will have 24 trucks running. The zones will be as follows: 3 in Zone 1, West Asheville, 3 in Zone 2, West Asheville, north of Haywood Road, 3 in Zone 3, downtown, 4 in Zones 4 and 5, north and northeast Asheville, 2 in Zone 6, East Asheville, and 4 in Zones 7 and 8, southeast Asheville. Enforcement of on-street parking meters resumes today. This will allow for more turnover in the spaces closest to our local businesses as we enter the holiday season. In the season of giving, I hope you will continue or start to buy from and support our local businesses. These businesses are an important sector of our community's overall economy. Parking in city-owned and managed garages will continue to be free until the end of the calendar year. However, fees will be charged for event parking at the Harris Cherokee Center garage. We will resume charging for parking in all city-owned garages on January the 2nd, 2025. These garages include Biltmore Avenue, Harris Cherokee Center, Rankin Avenue Garage, and Wall Street Garage. Additionally, transit fares will continue to be free until January 2nd, 2025. In closing, I'd like to encourage the community to watch City Council's agenda briefing this Thursday, December 5th. The briefing will be virtual and can be viewed live or after the meeting on the city's YouTube channel, which is available on the front page of the city's website at www.asheville.nc.gov. And as always, thank you to our mayor, our city council, our local, federal, and state partners, and to our community. Although we still have a long way to go, we are making steady progress, and we will build back better. Thank you.
Thank you. With that, we will turn things over to questions from members of our media who are on a separate Zoom link. I know there's a question in the Facebook chat that I'll address, but I'll get our reporters first.
Hey Lillian, it's Taylor over at News 13. Just wanted to chime in real quick about the distribution sites closing today. I know that, you guys said that it's due to the reduced need for them, but could we just touch on that a little bit more and just kind of talk about, what those have really provided to the community these last 2 months and just kind of the less of a need we've seen over the last few weeks to lead to the decision to close them down?
Absolutely. So, as the city manager does in great detail, we keep track of how much water is being requested, how much people are utilizing the showers, how many people are utilizing the services at those locations, so that we can make sure that we are meeting the needs. What we are seeing is that in Barnardsville, in Fairview, in my neighborhood in Swananoa, on East Asheville, Riceville Road, we're continuing to see people who are utilizing those services. And of course, that aligns with where we saw the biggest impacts from the storm in terms of damage to people's homes and businesses and structures. So while we still have people who are demonstrating that need in those areas, that does allow us to demobilize those other ones. I will say, I don't have the dollar figure at the top of my head, but those units are not inexpensive, right? And they cost a great deal of money. And so if we're not utilizing them, it's in our best interest not to continue to encumber that significant expense for those locations in order to provide a service that isn't being utilized. But we do have those 4 that are remaining that will keep open.
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Lillian, it's John Boyle from Asheville Watchdog. I had a question on the water distribution.
Mhm.
To get some clarification on. I know, there's still folks that have concerns about lead and have lead tests out. So will there be any provisions made for those folks as far as providing free water in the interim till they get the results back?
Yep, we still have those 4 locations that are open and operating, and so water is going to be available there. So those 4 locations, Morgan Hill, Bethel United, the Owen Pool in Swananoa, and the Ingalls parking lot on Charlotte Highway. That's right next to Reynolds High School, Fairview area.
And is there any time frame on that? How long they'll continue?
We'll continue monitoring how people are accessing them, and if access tails off, then we will demobilize those units.
Okay. And then I was hoping Clay could, if there is anything to update on the Army Corps project out at the reservoir, if he could, if there's something to say there, if he could.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Morning, John.
Good morning.
So based on the update that I got this morning, I believe they plan to start sort of testing that system with our treatment processes tomorrow. Do that tomorrow, maybe Wednesday, with the hopes of that system being operational by like Friday, which is kind of, I mean, down to the day, exactly fitting the timeline that they originally gave us. So testing starting tomorrow, maybe Wednesday, operational by around Friday.
And when they get that up and running, will that simply augment the city system, or is it going to, or what are your expectations for what that will do as far as your operation?
So right now, yeah, you kind of nailed it. It's meant to sort of augment the city system as it's needed. We believe that the reservoir at North Fork is going to do its seasonal flip sometime this week. Bee Tree Reservoir did its seasonal flip, we are reasonably certain, last week, which drastically lowered the turbidity there. Finally got it under 100 in the lower depths of the Bee Tree Reservoir. It got it from something like 500 down to around 100. And so if North Fork kind of sees that same effect when it goes through that process that we believe it will go through this week, you know, obviously our normal treatment and filtration processes at North Fork will be available, but that Corps of Engineers system is going to provide a critical layer of security. You know, we're in the winter months, things like a snowstorm, especially with heavy winds, could really kick up that turbidity in the North Fork Reservoir, possibly putting it out of reach of our normal treatment processes, and that Corps of Engineers system will be on standby if and when it is needed.
And what is the turbidity out there?
As of 8 o'clock this morning, North Fork had gotten below 13. It was around 12.7.
Okay. And that seasonal flip you mentioned, I think I may have an idea of what you're talking about. Could you just explain that?
So when the water gets really cold, like it's about to get, because it's really cold outside, it does exactly like the term flip sounds. It takes everything that's on or near the bottom and puts it near the top, and takes everything that's at or near the top and puts it on the bottom.
So will that make turbidity worse?
You know, we don't really know for sure. At Bee Tree, for example, that reservoir, we're reasonably sure flipped last week, and it greatly reduced the turbidity out there. We are certainly hoping that that same effect applies to North Fork, but until it actually happens, we just can't be sure.
So that would be what I'm thinking is it's flipping the water, not the silt down at the bottom.
Yeah,
okay.
That's a pretty good way to put it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. That's all I got. Thank you, Clay.
Sure.
I feel like seasonal flip means something else at my house. It happens when the time changes. Other questions? We had a question in the chat about, in the Facebook chat, about folks living in tents. Want to reassure our community that we actually went and canvassed all of those locations where people are residing in tents last week. Our emergency services staff went out and they were partnered with FEMA staff to make sure that everyone all of those tent locations had direct communication with supports, had access to resources. Some folks don't know that you can get rental assistance through FEMA, and that's one of the important things. Another important reason to register at disasterassistance.gov. But we went and canvassed all of those locations, and individuals who are remaining in tents are making that decision. However, those supports are available through the county, through FEMA, and we do have direct contact with those individuals. So, I've seen some pretty sensational things popping around on social media. And yet again, it's an example of something that isn't accurate, but is pretty easy to share. And so that information, unfortunately, has grown legs in a direction that isn't helpful to our community as we rebuild.
Lillian, do you know what the number is of people living in tents?
I was afraid that you were going to ask me that. I don't have that number in front of me. I'll have to follow up and see how many folks our teams went out to last week before the Thanksgiving holiday. So
that'd be helpful. I had somebody asking me about that last week. Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you.
Any additional questions in the chat? Nothing in the chat. Okay. So as a reminder, our new schedule for community briefings is Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. They will remain at 11 a.m. Of course, you can visit buncombeready.org or our social media pages for important updates. You can also sign up for our BC alerts by texting BC alert to 99411. This will be my last briefing where I will join you for the rest of the year. So I will be out, and that's important for our media folks to take note of that for follow-up media questions. I'll be returning in 2025, and if we still have community briefings at that time, I will see you then. So we appreciate y'all joining us today, and we will be back again on Wednesday at 11 a.m.